Time for another garden tour. January the 10th on the Garden Report. Hello, so as I said, it's another garden tour, and I just wanted to introduce you to a tricky little problem I've been having. Normally, you come out of this shed, and say you've got a big tool or something like that, missus, you come out onto this path, and then there was a bit of grass here, going all the way up to the edge of where that grass path is, but it was lower. It was sunken, so quite often you'd come out of this shed and trip up. So here's how we're solving the problem. We are, I am, I've dug over the whole of the grass, as you can see, and I'm in the process of levelling it off. But part of how I'm levelling it off is using some of the compost that's in there, which hasn't quite rotted yet. So I've put it in there, and it's going to rot well into there. And then also we've got this shop bought compost as well. I keep calling it that because it was shop bought. It was bought last spring and used in the containers up at the end there, and I've used it, and I thought, well, it can go towards levelling this off. Now obviously I'm going to have to get some more soil as well, some topsoil or something like that, and eventually level it all off properly, and dig some of those weeds out as well, and what's going to happen in the end here is the bench is going to go at the back there, right in front of those logs. The logs are going to be more decoratively strewn, and the bench will be just in front of those, possibly with an arch over it, and all across here, right up to the grass path and level with it as well, we will have a creeping thyme lawn, which you'll see me sow later on in the sowing season, or when the sowing season gets underway properly in March. So stay tuned for that. So what do we have over here? Over here we have some leeks which need to be weeded. I keep forgetting to do. And they are obviously much younger leeks than the ones you'll see later on. Up here, now this area here is a bit of a story, because where you see the tree stumps, there were some massive trees this time last year. In fact, up until I think October last year, there were some big trees here. But it's difficult to grow vegetables or anything really around trees, obviously, because of their roots. Their roots are so strong. So I've chopped them down. In the end, they'll die off, and I've planted these rose bushes here, which that's a rose bush, I believe, and this is more of a climbing one. They produce the most beautiful flowers. Only got them last year, and as you can see, I've pruned them as well. So hopefully, I'm told that roses grow very well between trees anyway, so hopefully they should succeed and flourish there. And in the end, we'll have rose bushes all the way along the fence, right up to near the composter where that is at the moment, and it should be a rather beautiful rose border. And in the front here we'll have other things like potatoes initially, and some other flowers later on in the season. This is just stuff which is going to be composted fairly soon. Now, the other day you saw me put in some peas under this cling film. I just want to point out where a few peas have come through. Not sure if you can see that there, but there is one coming through, and there are some more coming through, one there and a couple there as well. I'm not sure if you could hear me above the wind, sorry about that. So there we are, the peas are coming through, it is working. The good thing about the cling film being so thin is it has a little bit of slack in it, so pea plants, if they want to get a little bit bigger, yes, they'll have to push against the cling film, but that'll be fine. And then of course when they are all pushing against the cling film, I'll take the cling film off, and by that point they should be hopefully big enough and strong enough as plants to cope with the frost that we will still be getting, no doubt, at that point, partly because I've picked hopefully the right variety, a variety called Feltham First. I very strongly recommend that if anyone's thinking of sowing peas outside now in the same manner. Certainly that works well in the UK anyway, where we are, and in the southeast. Cauliflowers, not much change I don't think since you last saw them on here. As I said before, two different varieties. I sowed cauliflower Owlsmere, I think it was Owlsmere. I sowed 8 of them, 5 of them died off, so I replaced them with more, but they were another variety called Mayflower. So there we are. Broccoli here, not got any broccoli heads on it yet. This has, because it's run to seed, but they're not very, they're nice. They'll be a nice size in a couple of weeks, but that has run to seed. You can tell it was positioned badly actually by me, because it's trying to get the light there. But there we go, it's a lesson learnt, isn't it? There we are, more broccoli. These are the much bigger leeks. Second, I'm going to harvest a couple of them. I'll be back in a mo. So that's the leeks harvested. Now, I've been picking them when they're a little bit on the young side, and you might wonder why. It's because of because of the little red core and little red edging to some of the leeks that we've been having this year. I can't remember what it's called. I did know, I had a look in my book, but anyway, some kind of rust or something. But that's why I'm picking them when they're a little bit young, because I don't want that to be allowed to develop or rot the thing too much. And if you pick them when they're a nice size like that, they're sweeter anyway. So there we are. So what we've been doing is we just pick them like that and cut out any manky bits, and it's all fine. Lovely jubbly. So this is the mint area again. Needs a little bit of weeding. I'm surprised actually by how much stuff needs weeding in the middle of January. It's not normally like this, but there is a little bit of mint showing through already. There we are. It's been a very mild winter so far. Cold, and we have had frosts, but still quite mild compared to normal. This weedy area here is actually rhubarb, and that's why I'm reluctant to weed that little strip. That's my excuse anyway, because there are rhubarb rhizomes under there somewhere, and I don't want to disturb them too much. So we'll have 3 rhubarb plants. In the last garden tour I did on the 1st of January, I think there were still some bits of last year's rhubarb dying off. but now it has all died off completely, and of course it will come back in May, so, or maybe a bit earlier. Chard, we've been using that, and yeah, there we are. That's coming towards the end of its life. Around this side, oh look, just seen this. Look at that lovely bit of broccoli. There, lovely, nice purple broccoli. Oh, lovely. I think I will leave that for another week or so, though, because it's going to be, we're going to have quite a few nice heads on there. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's maybe probably good, actually. There we go. You wouldn't have thought you could be so happily surprised by some broccoli, but there we are. Celery, yes, it's been eaten a little bit, this bigger one, but it is actually producing some nice stems. Give it a month or two, it'll be fine. Lovely jubbly. There's even more berries gone from this pyracantha now compared to when you last saw the garden. Kale's coming towards the end. Yes, lovely jubbly. I think that completes the garden tour for the 10th of January. I will do another one fairly soon, probably around about 10 days time, I should think, and I'll be back with another video on the garden report tomorrow. Please do check out the garden report Tumblr, which is in the doobly-doo down below. For now, thanks very much. Bye.